Hi, I just wanted to show you a complete screw up that I did with a live interview I did with Ron Demko from AVX, which you'll see in an upcoming video, a couple of videos actually. One is on where I do the film capacitor teardown. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I won't tell you what the issue is, but those failed caps, I did a teardown, and then I decided to check my assumptions and get on an expert, which Ron is. He's been at AVX for 40 years. Anyway, fantastic. We talked for like an hour and 20 minutes or something. Fantastic discussion about failure in film caps and capacitors in general. Anyway, so I decided to use Streamyard for this because I wanted to like overlay slides and things like over there while we were actually talking. I wanted to sort of, so that he could see what we're talking about, I could see what we're talking about, rather than just edit in stuff later. And I'm going to show you how I completely screwed this up. Hopefully I'll be able to explain it. It gets complicated, okay? So try and stick with me. But this is the kind of complications YouTubers have when we try and do these sorts of interviews. It's not just like, oh yeah, set up a Zoom call and just record it, right? No, if you want to like share material on the screen that you're talking about and stuff like that, you have to think about individual recordings, how you're going to actually present it later. Do you want both of you to be on screen at once and stuff, like that? So I decided that I was happy to live produce it using Streamyard, which is what I use for my live shows. But in this case, I didn't stream it live. I recorded it locally, which it does no problems. And it's actually quite good. It will give you the video version. So once you've finished it, you can download the video version, which is this here, right? So here's my timeline in DaVinci Resolve, which I'm using now, right? So you've got but the video contains mixed audio, right? So it's both of us. So you can't get the separate audio. So if you want to like do editing later and you want to adjust levels and stuff like that, or you want to, mute someone, somebody's coughing or talking over somebody else, you might want to mute that out in a, little fine edits and stuff like that. But it also gives you, a mixed MP3 download as well. And but it also gives you it actually records the two audio channels separately, so I thought, like, I'm pretty safe, right? I can always download the two audio files, WAV files, right? Wave files, however you want to pronounce it. Download those two separately, and Bob's your uncle, right? I'll be fine. But no, I was able to screw this up, okay? I originally thought it was a StreamYard problem, then I realized, oh, no, it's something I did, right? So StreamYard's, it's good for guests. Like we use Streamyard and Zencastr as well. Riverside FM is another one which I have used once because, browser incompatibilities with guests. And so anyway, we're using Streamyard, so it's easy. They don't have to install any software. They could you just send them the link, and it's all browser based, and it connects to their microphone and their camera, right? So no problems whatsoever, right? Except, and here's where the problems start, okay, except if you're me and you're using a old Canon camcorder with a HDMI output that feeds into a HDMI and AVA media HDMI capture card, well, StreamYard and much other software doesn't support that as a direct input camera. So for me to get my audio here, like if I just used like a USB webcam, sweet, I would have connected in. I didn't, right? No problems whatsoever. But what I had to do, because StreamYard would not accept, first problem, StreamYard would not accept my camera as a source, as a camera source, right? So, but it would accept the output from XSplit, which is my desktop recording software, right? So my XSplit, so I simply feed my camera in, and I just, output. I'm using XSplit at the moment to actually desktop record this. And actually, I'll turn the audio speakers off here. Otherwise, it'll blend through. There's another thing that we have to think about, right? I've screwed up entire recordings because I'm listening through my earbuds here, yet I had my speakers on and I didn't realize that it was feeding back through my microphone here, which is a Rode NTG1 or whatever it is. So yeah, Anyway, I screwed up the audio in this. This is so complicated. Okay, so I was forced to use XSplit, okay, as my video source, But Streamyard actually supports my Rode, I use a Focusrite, so the Rode microphone goes into a Focusrite mixer, the Focusrite USB audio interface, and it accepts that just fine. Except I did a quick trial before I started this video, and I thought, they're going to be out of sync because it's getting the video through XSplit, which takes time to process, and it's getting the audio direct from here. And so I did a quick test video before I joined with Ron, and sure enough, it was all out of sync, and I thought, I'm clever. I can fix this, right? I'm a pro YouTuber, I can fix this. So I selected in StreamYard the audio source coming from XSplit, okay? And XSplit, actually I can probably show you. I can put XSplit, yeah, I can put XSplit on screen here, okay? Ready for inception, okay? So this is what I'm recording with at the moment. Now XSplit has my audio, you can see this bar graph here, right? This is my audio that I'm speaking with at the moment, but also has system audio, okay? And system audio is turned on. So it's also recording any system audio. What does the system audio have? It has Ron's voice that I'm listening through here. So it turns out that the recording that StreamYard was making for my channel, right, because it was recording mine and his separately, okay, mine and his separately, then it was getting, so my channel was getting my voice and his voice, but his channel was fine because he wasn't dicking around like this, right? He's just a guest. He doesn't have to dick around. That's the whole point. So, and it recorded. So what, here we go. Hopefully I can let you listen to what I recorded. So I'll mute. So here's the mixed audio of the two of us here. Okay, so I'll mute my Ron's channel and my channel, and I'll only enable, so this is when I downloaded it, and the look of horror on my face as I realized I've screwed up something in the audio. Okay, so here it comes. Hopefully we can, yep, we can play it. I've got, here we go. I see in here, my audio is fine. What do you think this problem is? Because you don't think that it is. When he starts talking,
moisture and high resistance. So if we could blow this, they might go 0.8 millimeter in.
You can hear the echo.
Other, just to put it in perspective, right?
It's horrible,
so some
right?
of the other accuracies.
And I thought,
not film,
right, that is unusable, right?
Caps are 1 micron line width.
Maybe if I had one snippet, if I needed just one snippet, I might be able to use that. But that is unfixable audio, right? That is completely corrupted. There's nothing I can do. And I thought, yeah, it was something weird in StreamYard going on. I at first blamed StreamYard for it. Sorry, StreamYard, it wasn't you, it was me. Because and it wasn't his end either. Because we tried a couple of different microphones at his end to try and get the best audio quality and stuff. But no, it had nothing to do with his end. It was the fact that within XSplit, which StreamYard was recording the audio from, I forgot to turn off. I forgot to mute. I forgot the default it's here. Where's system audio? They've changed it. They've changed the interface now. They've changed the interface. Anyway, I forgot to turn off the, they've changed it. It used to be mute, unmute mic, and system, mute, unmutes default speakers. Yeah, that's system audio. So now system audio is off. So now you shouldn't be able to hear, if I play it, you shouldn't be able to hear anything, right? Here we go, I'll play it. There we go. You shouldn't be able to hear anything in the background, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case, right? So I had that enabled. So my feed, so if we just listen to my feed, right? So if we mute that and just listen to what StreamYard recorded just for me, this is it. Ready?
Really big.
Here it is. Right. Okay. So, and this is fine. See?
Would these be made to order?
This was supposed to be just my audio, just from my mic, but it's not. It's both of us mixed. So I do actually have a nice, clean, mixed version. of
what
this.
we could do.
That's 0.1 microfarads. But of course, see, we're both, you know, if I need to edit, well, normally I would edit this video, right? So if we accidentally like talk over each other, one of us coughs or does, you know, something like that, then yeah, I can like micro edit that kind of thing out if I've got the two separate audio streams, right? So we've got so I do have a good clean mixed version, but he's quite low. His levels, you know, they're not mixed.
A lot of work
so you can hear it.
Occurred in the material stability.
You know, it's quite low, and then I'll come in, and mine's much louder, and it's just like, you know, like I could use that because I wanted to make potentially an amp hour like audio podcast version of this as well, because, you know, it's over an hour long. Great for the podcast, but yeah, in theory, I could just use that mix, but because the levels are all out, and you can't fix that, right? You can't really micro edit. You can't micro edit a mixed audio like that. Well, you can, but then if you're talking over each other, then it's going to sound really choppy if you try and do that. It's better if you have the two separate audios, right? So, and of course, we've got his one. His audio is great, right? So
75 kV.
No problem.
Massive amounts of energy. Of course, you can do directed energy.
No problems like whatsoever, right?
Shoot.
So now I've got a choice. Well, there's two choices. I can just either run with just the mixed audio like this, and then I don't have to do any editing apart from, I don't know, taking out pauses or any unwanted information or something like that. Or I can go to the effort to switch between. I've got to then like edit between this version up here, which is okay for my voice, right? I'll put it up here. See, my voice is okay. Shoopage on the side, really. Right. So and that screws up your circuit. My audio sounds okay. It's a little bit echoey. But it sounds okay. So I could potentially like mix between the mixed audio and Ron's audio. So if Ron's doing a lengthy talk, you know, I could like, you know, switch over to him and mute this channel. It's harder. I can't just go mute like that. I've got to, because that mutes the whole channel. I've got to do little micro edits in there. So this is over an hour long. So I'm going to do little micro edits and switch between audios. But there's no clean solution here. There's no clean solution really, because this channel down here is mixed. Okay. So actually, well, no, I would swap between these two. I'd swap between this one, which is Ron's clean audio, nice clean audio, and the mixed version. So I got to sort of like alternate between those. If I'm talking, I'm probably going to have to. Got it. So I sound pretty good there, right? So I sound good. Ship by boat. But then But then if he talks, see, if he talks, so the best quality audio of mine is this mixed one down here, where if I talk, it's fine. But if Ron talks over me, we're going to get the echo. Okay. So it's not good. So I can, like the one up here, the system audio up here is, once again, I sound okay. Well, actually, it's the same problem with both. Podding, regardless, when they potted, is that what they're trying to do? Is that if Ron talks at all, it as best they can?
Yes, that's correct.
Or then we get okay. So if the podding's poor, there we go. If we're both talking at the same time, we get the bloody audio, that echoey audio, and it all has to do with the fact that I thought I was being clever by taking the audio feed from XSplit, and then I just simply forgot in XSplit it was mixing in the system audio, and I didn't hear this. Once this show is going, okay, I didn't hear a thing. Like, it all sounded fantastic to me. It's just the back end in Streamyard that was doing the recording. And and when you've got a guest on like this, their time's valuable, you don't want to dick around and stuff. So it's not like I can do, let's do a test, thing, and then, just wait 5 minutes while I go and, download it. We would have had to stop the stream. I would have had to have downloaded it and then downloaded all 3 different versions and then check that everything's right and all the audio's fine and everything else. And then I'd have to start the stream again, email him a new link for a new stream, because you can't restart the stream in Streamyard. You can't restart an existing scheduled thing. Once you've done it, you've done it. You have to start up a new one, and you don't want to hassle guests like that. And it's something that you wouldn't think of, because I've got StreamYard has the video audio, the mixed, and the 2 individual channels, right? So I thought, yeah, I'm pretty safe. And you can say, yeah, I should have recorded locally as well, but I'm using the thing I normally do the recording with would be XSplit, and I'm using XSplit to do the thing. So I could have started up maybe another instance of OBS or something, which would have captured the audio. But yeah, I didn't think that it would. I didn't envisage this problem. It just didn't even, I didn't even think that this was actually possible. But yeah, it's possible to screw this up, and I did it. And this is the problem that YouTubers have when they try and, this sort of stuff is not easy to do. You're used to, if you're not creating content like this, you hop on your Zoom call, Bob's your uncle, right? But when you're trying to actually record things, it can get really complicated, because you're also thinking about the process of editing later, and you want different audio streams and you might want different video streams. That's even harder again. If I want to put someone, have a look at the show I did with Medi, where I put it's an amp hour one, where I had to individually cut out our separate video feeds, because I wanted to make him bigger, because he was the guest. So he was bigger and I was sort of smaller up here, and I overlaid them and stuff like that. I did some fancy editing and stuff like that. And you have to think about how you're going to capture all of this stuff as a content creator when you're doing live shows like this. And especially it's even more difficult if you want to include overlay material and stuff slides and other stuff which you're actually discussing, because the guest has to see it as well. You can't go, oh yeah, let's talk about this, and then not show the guest and then have them talk about it and then you edit in the picture later. That doesn't work for the guest, right? The guest has got nothing to look at. I could look at it on my screen, or maybe we could coordinate stuff beforehand, look at slide X, and then he could call it up, but then he would need multiple monitors, right? Which you can't assume that a guest is going to have. They're not, it's nuts. So that's how I screwed up the audio in this. Normally I wouldn't have screwed up, because normally when I'm doing StreamYard, I would just record the audio. Well, I usually do it on the other machine, which has a webcam, which doesn't have this issue. So, and I feed the audio through a separate device when I'm doing my weekly live show over there using StreamYard. But yeah, here we go. I'm on my desktop PC at the moment. This is my editing PC, and which is where I do all my screen recordings and stuff, and where I do interviews like this with guys like Ron. And yeah, I just, Yep, it's not something that I thought of. So, there's many convoluted ways to screw up recordings, and it happens with Chris Gamble and myself doing the amp hour all the time. He's done it with guests. We've done it when we've had guests on and stuff like that. And especially if we try and do just audio's hard enough, but when you are trying to include the video functionality as well, and trying to capture it all and make sure it all works, and make sure there's no audio source screw-ups in the recording, to make sure you've got backups and stuff like that. I was just complaining a couple of weeks back, a month ago, one of my amp hour recordings was almost destroyed when Zencastr that we used actually screwed up. Zencastr did something that screwed up the guest's side audio. And and it was just, I had people on Twitter trying to fix it for me, but it was just this stuttering thing. So it'd be everything said twice. And it was it was completely chopped up. It screwed up completely the original wave recording that was supposed to happen on the guest's local machine. And that's what we rely on. We've done hundreds of episodes of the Amp Hour with Zencastr, no problems. But this one case where I had a guest on, it completely screwed it up, and there was no backup readily available, and it couldn't be recovered. But luckily, Zencastr were the Zencastr servers do actually record. They don't tell you this, but they do actually record the VoIP version, which is what you actually listen to. You're listening to a VoIP version. It's different to the recorded version, which records locally on each end using the browser. And it was probably the browser that screwed it up. Actually, it was the browser that, that it uses like the operating system audio capabilities to record audio from the browser directly and saves it locally, and then then uploads it at the end. So you get higher quality local audio, right? And that's why we use Zencastr for our podcast, because we want the highest quality audio possible. And so you want to record locally. You don't want to have to rely on the VoIP version. But as it turns out, I was able to contact support at Zencastr, and they actually they were able to get the VoIP, which they don't keep forever. Like, they were lucky I contacted them within 48 hours or something, otherwise it would have been gone. They were able to get the VoIP copy of that, and then we were able to do the that podcast was saved, and the VoIP version was pretty decent audio quality, not as good as the highest quality recorded directly from your mic through your browser onto your hard drive and then uploaded later. But anyway, so I've got so when I do guest things like this, it depends on what I'm trying to do. In this case, I wanted to do like overlays and stuff. So we're talking about all these slides, and it's great, right? It's absolutely fantastic, and Ron was so knowledgeable, right? I think you're going to really enjoy it, but I'm not going to enjoy editing this, and sorry if the video it sounds a bit choppy or a bit weird, and you can't figure out why. Well, this is why, because I screwed it up. There was just I could have used Zencastr because it records videos as well, but I don't think I can actually overlay live, slides like this. So then, myself and Ron couldn't talk about the slides and things. So there was just so. Probably there's the other one I talked about as well. That's what I've used once, but I don't want to use something I've used once at a pinch for So I used Streamyard, which is what I knew, and I thought Streamyard screwed up, but it wasn't. It was me, because I selected an audio source that had system audio included. So there you go. Wow, there you go. I've waffled on enough. That's my screw up. I just wanted to share that. And so I just, it reminds me of that scene in Batman where Alfred is saying to, he's telling Bruce Wayne all this technical stuff, and Bruce Wayne says, "Why do I need to know any of that?" And he says, "You don't. I just wanted to tell you how hard it is." And that's basically what I'm doing here. Catch you next time.